Good morning, everyone. I'm Asucena Preciado, and today I will be talking about coping with worker stress and how it can affect you both individually or how stress can affect you through the organization. I'm going to give you a brief description of what the textbook explains of what coping with worker stress is. Coping is simply an effort to solve personal and interpersonal problems and seeking to master, minimize, or tolerate stress or conflict. Stress develops in any environment, mainly in the workplace, which is my situation. That's where my stress started off first. Stress can impact your emotional and physical health. Due to that, you need to find a way to cope with stress. If you do not, that could actually really interfere with what success or failure means to you. In my case, I had to find a way to cope with it because stress was really getting to me. I'm a very emotional person, so I had to find ways to cope with it or either make a change overall. I will be introducing the individual and the organizational strategies that will help reduce stress. Next, I'm going to talk about a brief description of my paper. The journal that I used was Stress, Coping, and Social Support Process. Where Are We? What's Next by Deutz. Deutz gives us a new direction in how we view research based on certain categories. Those categories are stress, social support process, coping strategies, coping resources. And in this journal, he will explain all the different impacts that come along with the stress and all the damages that it could cause us physically or how it could affect our mental health. On your right side, I put a picture where it's showing, everything that stress is causing in our body. So pretty much, if you're stressing out, you're going to have problems. So my advice to you is try as much as possible to avoid stress. I mean, stress isn't avoidable, but if you could do your best to have a little bit of stress, then that's good. Now I'm going to talk about my work problem. My work problem was that at the beginning of my job, I had a store manager that was great with us. She would always ask us, if our schedule fit with our school schedule and things like that. I got promoted in this job as an assistant manager. Unfortunately, that store manager had to move, so we got a new store manager. Once we got the new store manager, I still kept my position as an assistant manager. The problem was that this new store manager would never ask me if, her schedule that she was doing was actually fitting my schedule for school. So she was always giving me night shifts and night shifts for a pretty long time. That started stressing me out because I was a full-time student as well as a full-time mother. And she did not provide at all any type of support at work or any type of communication. If I needed to get something done, I pretty much had to figure it out all on my own. So that was causing a lot of stress. I was becoming very emotional, and every time I was so stressed to the point that I couldn't even do my homework because I would just see my manager and I would get stressed out. It got to the point where I felt that I was the employee hiding behind the happy face, showing that I'm happy, but in reality, individual coping strategies are the first step in managing conflict, which is the individual coping. An individual needs to manage the conflict or differences inside him or her in order to be able to come up to an agreement with the people around you. The individual coping include exercise, relaxation, behavior self-control, cognitive therapy, and most important of all, networking. That's very important, people. Always network with other people. We're going to go into the organizational coping strategies. The organizational coping strategies are to improve the person's job fit, improve the employee's training and orientation programs, increase employee sense of control, eliminate punitive management, provide support for team and work environment, and most important of all, like I said, improve the communication. It's just like networking, people. Improve the communication with everyone, employees, managers, store managers, everybody. Solutions for the individual are to have a healthy diet, work it off physically through exercise. If you're feeling stressed, go exercise, don't just stay at home and eat. Talk to somebody or write things down in a journal. That's going to help a lot. Time management, delegate when possible. Find ways to, do something. Manage your time. Most important of all, breathe and relax. Do exercises. Breathing is an important key to reduce your stress as well. And also, if you're very unhappy with your work, make a change or change your attitude, but do something about it. Don't just sit. Talk about the solutions for the organizations. The solutions are to provide counseling for the employees. Organizational role clarity. There has to be more clarification in the communication of what wants to be said. Introduce the employees to stress reduction and stress management programs. And companies need to provide programs that are going to help employees to reduce stress because no matter what, an organization always has a job that's going to cause stress on you. So if they could have a program to help you reduce stress, that's great. And provide counseling. Now we're going to go to what was related to my problem and the way I chose to solve it. I felt that stress is not a decision, but how you deal with it certainly is. So I decided that I had to find a way to deal with it because at the beginning I was a person full of stress and I felt it was me just carrying a ball heavy full of stress. And I decided to do a change and I just decided to, change the way I act, my attitude and the way I see things. And my change was I decided to do yoga to reduce stress, which helped me out so much. And most important of all for the organization, I decided I had to talk to my boss and have more communication with her, which was something that worked out. So thank you everyone. This was my presentation. Bye.